Lord Sugar's on the search for a brand new business partner.
This is a business proposition from heaven.
On offer, £250,000 investment.
We need to go now. Run.
Oh my God.
18 candidates have been whittled down to a final 5.
To infinity and beyond!
Your behaviour is ridiculous.
Can you actually physically do it?
No.
With a life-changing prize,
You've done extremely well to get here.
who will reach the final?
You're fired. You're fired. You will not be my business partner. You're fired.
Previously,
You're going to act as fashion agents at your very own catwalk show.
cash in on clothing.
I won't be putting myself forward for project manager.
I think you're probably best placed.
In the spotlight, team leader Jade
Maybe she could be like this.
took a punt on premium pieces.
Like a gold ghost.
But with a branding boo-boo
She goes by another name.
and luxury prices,
Is there any flexibility with the price? We haven't got any movement.
orders were slim.
It's just far too high.
On the other team,
I would love to be project manager.
Joanna picked affordable clothing.
The one that we're going for
is cheaper than the other designers.
Despite supermodel-sized strops,
we need to just start running through it.
You want me to direct it, or do you want me to make a mess of it?
their collection sold well.
You might as well just take the whole one and I give you 10% off. Go for it. Yeah?
In the boardroom, Joanna had it all sewn up.
The orders were £25,663.50.
Very good.
On the losing team, Sarah got shirty,
You're going into business with Lord Sugar.
and that's
You
fine,
have to
but
be capable, you have to be competent.
but Harrison got clobbered,
Harrison, you're fired.
and Jade was hung out to dry.
This was a big mess up. You're fired.
Now, the final 5 remain to fight for the chance to become Lord Sugar's business partner. One week till Lord Sugar makes his final choice.
You got through that boardroom. How'd you do it?
It was the worst by far.
Bye. Aren't you hard?
Down to 5 now. We've got to carry on.
Here we go. Hello?
Good morning. Lord Sugar would like you to meet him tomorrow morning at 34 to 37 Liverpool Street. Please bring your business plans with you.
Right. Joanna! James! Michaela! Right. We have to be in Liverpool Street tomorrow morning with our business plans.
I'm absolutely bricking it, I'm not going to lie.
Who is going to be Lord Sugar's next business partner?
Me, and I'll give you all the job.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Not you.
For the final 5, one last chance to go over their business plans.
It's set to expand by 70%.
It's hard to remember everything.
I think I've got a natural aura of infectiousness.
James White has 3 years' experience as an IT recruitment consultant with a major company.
I know that I'm a credible candidate. I know that my experiences speak for itself.
This would generate more than 100,000 gross profit.
Can't sleep properly. Like, I just wake up and I'm thinking, I'm going to win this.
Michaela Wayne already owns several companies and boasts a turnover of £2.7 million.
I know it's to start a business. I just don't know how to take it to that next level, and that's why I come into this. But I've not had an interview for 13 years, and I just say inappropriate things. Oh, God, I'm just going to embarrass myself.
OK, let's hope Lord Sugar's got a sweet tooth.
Confectionery gift company owner Sarah Lynn has spent the past 7 years building up her business.
I'm a rounded, full package. I'm doing the business that I'm talking about. The investment from Lord Sugar would allow me to scale the business up and really see it soar. So I'm excited, feel fully credible and, yeah, raring to go.
I've really missed you guys, I really have.
Florist Elizabeth McKenna has been singled out by Lord Sugar for both praise and criticism.
God, you're as big as I am, and that's saying something. My wildest dreams had me in the final 5. Lord Sugar could have sacked me at various different occasions, and I think he saw something to keep me in. He gave me a cheeky smile the last time he sent me back to this house, and I'm going to take that cheeky smile back to him and say, come on, let's take it a bit further. Oh my God, I can't say that!
Right, what says winner's outfit?
Despite being the youngest candidate,
The legendary power shoulder blazer.
politics graduate Joanna Jarju has the best track record in the process.
I've won 8 out of 10 tasks. I've also won both project management tasks that I've run. Some people might have thought I was the underdog, but I've come back fighting every week. Literally, my eye is on the ball, and the ball has £250,000 written on it.
So, James, how are you feeling on your final day? Because it's going to be an all-girl final, as you know.
That's fighting talk.
It won't be back on in bed.
Just trying to get into the zone now. Just get focused. Yeah.
I haven't got butterflies in my stomach, but something's flapping in there.
In the heart of London's financial district. Their destination, the Crosspoint Building.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lord Sugar.
Now, this building represents one of my company's most recent investments. And in order to develop this building, every square inch has been gone over with a fine-tooth comb. And that is exactly what's going to happen to your business plans today. I've asked 4 of my most trusted business advisors, including Claude, to go over your plans in minute detail. And they won't miss a trick, so you better hope everything is in order. So, I'd like you to hand over your business plans now to Claude and Karen. Well, good luck, and when I see you in the boardroom tomorrow, I'm going to decide which 2 of you are going to go through to the final. Off you go.
Lying in wait, 4 merciless interviewers. Getting to the heart of matters, managing director of a £1 billion media agency.
You know there's an expression that someone's too nice.
I have had that in this process.
Claudine Collins.
But I don't feel anyone on the outside world would describe me as not tough enough.
And yet, in your application form, you said there have been many times when you've not been tough enough.
Did I?
You did.
Publishing supremo Mike Souter.
You went straight from university into recruitment, and you've done pretty well, is that right?
Reading between the lines.
Yeah, I did do pretty well in the company that I was in.
You said in your application you left under a cloud.
That is correct, yes.
Did they sack you?
They did, yeah.
Having scrutinised the candidates for 10 weeks, Claude Littner.
Michaela, throughout this process, you kind of go into disinterested mode or playful mode.
In absolutely everything I've done, I've tried 100%. There's some things that I'm just not good at, and nobody's perfect, so I'm sure there's things that you're not good at, Claude.
Really?
Also unleashed on the business plans, founder of a global design company,
We have a face, we show it.
Linda Plant.
What does that mean?
You can ring me, speak to me, I'll talk to you about what I've got, and I'll make you something to send to one of your clients and show that I care about you as much as you care about them.
Sounds rubbish.
What's your motto?
No guts, no glory.
No guts, no glory. That suits me.
Good luck, Elizabeth.
I wish that was a bourbon, I tell you.
I'm scared of throwing my guts up, though, and then losing all the glory.
You are the master of your own destiny. It's all about you now. Let's do this.
So, Elizabeth, describe the business that you want Lord Sugar to invest £250,000
Okay.
in.
Well, I currently run a business that is 3 florists that are linked together. My business structure is very, very, what's the word I want? No, I'm lost my word. Let me find it. Efficient. I have a very, very efficient way that I run my business, and my plan is to extend the corporate gifting side of the business dramatically, offering a service that can be made up centrally and be sent around the country.
You're describing an online florist. You're doing nothing different, as far as I can see.
Hello, Claude.
Joanna, task 1, there was a flare-up with Bushra. Task 2, you fell out with Jade. Task 3, you created tension because you thought your views were not being listened to. You've always got an argument 1 inch away from where we are. So I'm astounded that you've got to this stage, but you're here. So can you just explain exactly what this business is?
Basically, the business is like an ASOS for workwear. It's to provide appropriate and stylish clothing for women in office-based scenarios.
Okay.
So,
well, I think the idea is not a bad one, OK? But I have some knowledge of the fashion industry,
Yeah.
so I want you to explain to me how you go about it.
I would call wholesalers and see if they can send me some catalogues of the kind of things that they actually stock.
Yeah, they're not going to send you a catalogue because it just doesn't work that way. It's a fast-moving pace of product. Anyway, let's just assume you've got the stock, the customer buys it, and then she tries it on, she doesn't really like it. So you've got a return. When it comes back, it's frankly unsaleable.
The outsourced service that I've picked, they're going to go through all the clothing, retag it, clean it, do everything. That's...
No one's going to do that. Basically, you've got a passion for it. That's the tick in the box. You've got no other ticks in the box. You don't know how much you don't know, because you don't know.
Yeah. Definitely cannot get any worse than that.
What was it like?
I was just like...
Was he tough?
Yeah.
So do you think you came over well?
Nah.
I just think Elizabeth Torpin, she's been in there ages.
How would you describe your temperament?
My temperament can be mixed.
OK, OK. That probably explains reviews which I have read online about your business. Somebody had the unfortunate experience of speaking to Elizabeth. She was angry and shouting. Somebody else said, avoid like the plague. How does that make you feel?
It absolutely cuts me to the core that people would say that when somebody's worked very, very hard. I am the sort of person that will say, no, actually, enough's enough.
So you disagree? You weren't rude?
I disagree.
Hello. So, tell me a bit about yourself.
I grew up in Bolton, if you can't tell by my accent.
I can tell.
My mum was poor. She was on her own at 23 with 3 kids. So we just didn't have an awful lot. Not that I didn't like my childhood. It was amazing. I loved my brothers. But I wouldn't want my son to get benefits and free school uniforms and all that. So I started the business, grafted, and took it to where it is.
OK. So tell me, what is the biggest misconception about you?
People always think I'm confident. Because when I get nervous, you know, like I talk loud and I say inappropriate things, perhaps just anything, so that people don't know that inside I am crumbling.
Why do you have a problem with your confidence?
I just don't like feeling like I'm being judged or something. And you've heard how I speak, like, I know, obviously I'm going to come down to London and you're all like, oh, hello, and I'm like, easy. I guess it comes from an insecure place. I don't know why.
I think it's concerning because Lord Sugar wants someone that is confident in themselves.
Yeah, but when it comes to business, like, I don't feel insecure. If there's a problem, I sort it out. But if it's other things like, oh, that's nice, isn't great.
Hello, Sarah Lynn.
Hello.
Can you describe for me the business that you want Lord Sugar to invest in?
So it's to build on the small business I built, and we source unusual and classic confectionery and we repack it into boxes and bags and we sell it in retailers and online.
Your website will presumably play quite a significant role in delivering your vision, wouldn't it?
Yes.
When I went on your existing website, much of it simply didn't work. Weddings and events didn't work. Treats Tuesday didn't work. Signature lines didn't work.
That's really frustrating to hear.
It was very poor. I want to turn to your brand. This is one of your products, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Can you describe what's on the table in front of you?
I think it's fantastic. It's fun, it's unique, it's beautiful.
So this is a unique product.
That's correct.
Here's one of your competitors. Here's another one of your competitors. Now, to me, that just looks exactly the same.
So, to me, they don't look the same.
They're identical.
It's hand-packed.
That won't make any difference to the consumer.
I think the bow on the top adds to the value of it.
So it's the bow.
Every other situation in life that you can imagine, James, smooth talking will get him somewhere. Claude just doesn't care.
All right, James, let's just talk a little bit about this business plan.
It's an IT recruitment business. We're currently looking at digital technology and the cybersecurity industry. The clients that I'm actually targeting, these are clients that I had when I was with my previous company.
OK, so it is a fresh start.
Yeah.
And yet you are being completely crazy with the numbers. You know, year 3, for example, where allegedly you're making £9 million.
Yeah.
But that's absolutely ridiculous.
They're very, very ambitious numbers.
All these 3 million, 6 million, 9 million, 12 million, they just scream ludicrous.
I mean, I was earning like 200,000 a year just myself. It's like...
It's a different thing. Your plan relies on some major companies becoming your client. When you are with a substantial, established company and you make a phone call to that big company over there, they'll take your call, you're going to get a great opportunity.
Yeah.
When you phone up a small business and say, it's James here, you don't get the time of day.
But I know how it works, and I'm here to achieve it.
But it's not achievable. It's not going to happen.
Linda, let's get through it. Don't be sick. Doors open.
In your executive summary, you say your business will effectively provide a comprehensive database of all construction projects being undertaken throughout the UK.
Yeah, it's a website that will tell you about all the planning permissions and plumbers, roofers, builders and whatnot. Will subscribe to this to find jobs.
And how are you getting the planning applications?
The majority of it would come from councils, and then it would be the researcher's job to then go into it and get the finer details.
So how many researchers will you have in year 1?
10.
And how many planning applications do you anticipate per month?
It'd be thousands.
Doesn't that require a really substantial amount of manpower?
No, if the system's right, then no.
Do you know how many researchers your main competitor has? Over 70.
Yeah, but we're charging much cheaper rates than what they would.
But this kind of business is much more about the quality of the information than the price. Why would I come to you? Why? I mean, and let me say something else. You want to set up a business that you have no experience in whatsoever.
I've got experience.
What's your experience of that business?
Is that I've used both competitors for the last 20 years. I see the flaws in their system. I'm creating a better system.
I don't buy it.
Yeah,
I don't buy it.
Well, it's unfortunate if you don't buy it, but if you chose to go to my competitor, then I'll see you in 2 years' time when that contract runs out and you come back to me because my information is better.
I would choose to go to your competitor.
And then you come back to me after 2 years. Easy?
How'd that go?
Yeah, she was all right, man. It wasn't the way... You know what, she's like a glamorous auntie. Do you know you want to go around her house because you know she's going to give you pure biscuits and some spending money?
That makes me feel so much better.
You'll be fine.
Good old Linda.
Bye, JJ.
Good luck. So, was that a motivational speech for Joanna, or is she actually really nice?
So you mention blouses, dresses, shirts, trousers. Where are you going to get these products from?
So that will be ad hoc from wholesalers.
Ad hoc from wholesalers? You can't just walk into a wholesaler and get a range of merchandise.
But if I could just...
Are they going to have enough stock? Are they going to have the size ratio that you need? What about when you sell something and you want repeats? Are they going to have it?
If I could just shift the focus from...
You want to shift the focus from the product, the very core of the business. But that is what you're... Well, what? What is the core of the business?
The products that I
actually want. Without the product, have you got a business? Have you got a business without the product? Have you? Just answer me, yes or no.
That's an obvious no, but what I'm trying to...
You've got no business without the product. And actually,
so if you're not manufacturing...
my career was the fashion business. So I know, I absolutely know.
If I could explain...
You've got no product.
We're going to hear that lift ping.
And then Joanna just come out holding her head.
Thought you said she was nice. Fucking hell. Savage. Savage. I don't know what else to say, but good luck.
James, I was looking at your website on my phone, and, you know, your website looks very established, actually, already. And down at the bottom here, it says you are a member of APSCO. That's the leading trade body for the recruitment industry, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it's really impressive that you've achieved their recognition so quickly.
Yeah.
But I've checked, and your company isn't registered.
So I haven't officially joined as of yet.
But it's on your official live website?
Yeah. It's just I haven't had the money to join, and the plan was...
So you've done it the cheap way then, haven't you?
Do you know what?
You just put the logo on there already. If you paid the fee, it would make you out to be a professional organisation. Yeah. This makes you look like a rank amateur.
With Linda, I think Elizabeth will struggle.
She's had a couple appetisers. Liz is definitely going to be the main course.
That's what you're here to do. Give as good as you get. Give as good as you get.
Going down. You are a multi-florist business. What is that?
Well, I have 3 flower shops.
Yeah. Is that simply what it is?
Yep.
Turnover is £486,000.
Yes.
Showing a net profit of 18,000.
Yes.
Not good, is it?
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it?
That is after I've drawn a salary for myself, paid all of my staff.
Well, that's part of business, isn't it? Paying your staff is part of the business. So, talk me through the plan.
OK. You run a business, you need to send flowers to somebody. I send them for you nationally.
Right, so that's what Lord Sugar's got to...
It's a very simple idea.
I think it's a bit too simple, actually.
Good afternoon, Claude.
Sarah, in your opening quote, it says women are like tea bags. You don't know how strong they are until you put them in hot water and then you find out. Well, we have found out about you and you failed that test. And I say that because throughout the tasks, you've just hung back. And I wonder whether that's not a trait in your business.
That's frustrating to hear, because for me, it's all about the passion behind this brand. That's why I've done all of what I've done on my own. I want to make this huge, and I feel like we're at a tipping point now.
But you started this business February 2009.
That's right.
That's 7 years ago.
There's so much we had to do to get the product range right and streamlined, to get everything absolutely correct.
I don't know how plausible all this is, really. You haven't done it, you've just hung back. Get on with it.
Hello there.
Good afternoon, Claudine. Hi.
Since 2010, how many companies have you run or co-owned?
I don't know, a few.
I've got the details here of them. There's a magazine and website design company. There's a holdings company.
These are my companies now, yeah?
There's an undisclosed business.
My undisclosed?
You tell me.
In your application form, you described Lord Sugar as a lemon sherbet. Bright, firm and crunchy on the outside, but in the middle lies a bit of bang and fizz. What kind of sweet would you describe yourself as?
Probably similar to Lord Sugar.
Oh, he doesn't like it when people compare themselves to him.
OK, well, I could never compare myself to him directly, but I think that there's definitely fizz and bang in me.
According to Claude and Karen, you're not showing it.
There's a utilities business.
Yeah.
There's a plumbing and heating business.
Oh, yeah.
Everything we produce is done with skill, love and attention.
Absolutely.
Don't all florists do the same? I mean, I looked at your website. Your flowers don't look that special to me.
Well, I thank you for that.
And now you're telling me that you want Lord Sugar to join with you in a construction tender website business.
Can I just say, like, most of these companies are really good.
Doesn't that look like somebody who's going to be massively overstretched?
No.
Would you like me to go out and restart? Because it just appears that the tone here is getting a little bit
I don't want you to
confrontational,
restart.
and I don't want to be appearing confrontational, but I do feel you're
So far, I have found you exceptionally aggressive. I asked you to explain your business plan. It was quite an arrogant reply. I buy flowers, I sell flowers.
I didn't say
that.
that.
Do I look simple
I
to
didn't
you,
say
Elizabeth?
that.
Do I look simple
I mean
to
this
you?
with all respect. I didn't say
I don't think you're being very respectful. I think you should take your tone down.
Oh, my God.
What a day.
I hate meeting people.
So, James, I want to know where your drive and ambition comes from.
I want to build a business which is successful. You know, I want to be a multi-millionaire.
Why is that?
So, like, my dad was in business, high-end fur and leather shops. Like, he sold a coat for £50,000, like, high-end stuff. And kind of went bust. And he never went back into business. When he failed, he lost everything. And he reminisces about the times, but, I mean, he's 70 years of age, and I want him to have some kind of enjoyment in life and experience some of the stuff he used to. I think that's why I come across as quite confident and I've got a lot of self-belief, but that's just because I just don't want to fail.
Michaela, you have been running multiple businesses with good turnovers and good profit. You've got enough of your own money to inject into the business. You don't really need this investment.
No, you're wrong. It isn't just about the investment. I would like to have a business partner to mentor me about how to develop a business.
What are you talking about? You've already built a business from 0 to 3 million. Do it again.
But I don't know how to take a company from a 3 million turnover to a 30 million turnover. And although it's flattering that you think I don't need to be here, Claude, if I didn't need to be here, then trust me, I wouldn't be putting myself through this.
Well, I think it's flattering that you suggest that Lord Sugar can be the one who's going to take you to this promised land. You're going to be coming up with the ideas, you're going to be doing the work, so he's not going to be as helpful as you might expect.
So, Joanna, I've spoken to Karen and Claude, and they've told me that you are a hothead.
I think because I wear my heart so much on my sleeve, I ended up at loggerheads with a couple of people, and that kind of backfired on me quite a lot. So I think the process for me has definitely been a journey.
OK. You've got a very distinctive, socially responsible concept at the core of your business, haven't you?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
I'd like to be able to put some of the proceeds in the developing world for another girl to maybe buy a school uniform. It's a nice mirror, you know, whoever's buying my clothing is dressing for success, but also they can help another girl somewhere else in the world kind of dress for success.
Joanna, I think a business that has a noble purpose at the heart of it is a brilliant thing. Very impressive indeed.
Last one. Oh.
Sarah, it's taken you 7 years to reach a turnover of 433,000. But yet, you expect us to believe that in 4 years you're going to reach a minimum turnover of 2.6 million.
Yes, I totally believe.
How are you going to do it?
Because
I mean, you've done nothing for 7 years, and yet now you're going to zoom ahead.
This is our time for growth. Everything has been lined up, ready for this growth.
Well, you've got to say that, haven't you? The other thing that does worry me, your website, is appalling. I tried, and I could not order anything off your website.
That's why I'm here, because our business will change with the scalable web platform, and it's been something
But why haven't you done that now?
Because everything to date has been about groundwork.
Come on,
getting
7 years of
but you can't-
groundwork? That's ridiculous.
I feel like with just a little bit of guidance, and we will be absolutely flying.
I
And
love
really
sweets, but I don't buy your story.
I'm Joanna. Nice to meet you.
Joanna, how do you feel about confrontation?
Fine.
You've argued and clashed with quite a few of your team members, haven't you?
Yeah.
Don't get upset. Why are you getting upset?
I just hate when it's brought up. I kind of started off on the wrong foot in this process, and I think it's because I was too vocal, and I've never been able to shake it. Anytime I give an opinion, it's always, oh, here she goes again.
Do you think that you can rein it in, though?
I 100% do, you know. I've held my hands up for being too outspoken, and I've learned that it just wasn't coming across the way that I'm intending it. I think that's been my biggest battle, kind of showing people who I really am.
God, it's Claude. Come on, you've got this. Smile.
How do you think Elizabeth will get on with Claude?
He'll ruin her.
He's going to ruin her.
She's just done so much throughout all the last tasks that he can't not touch on that.
He's going to absolutely go in on Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Well, Elizabeth, I have to say that you've got a terrific work ethic, a great can-do attitude.
Mm-hmm.
You've been an absolutely memorable candidate.
Thank you.
But the thing is, you are absolutely impossible to work with.
Right.
You are so overbearingly bossy that, honestly, it's been a trauma to actually watch you throughout every single task, just taking over.
I understand what you're saying, and I know that can be one of my weaknesses.
Anyway, Elizabeth, let's look at your business plan. So here you are, you've got 3 small businesses, you've got some staff, but the thing is, these 3 shops are barely profitable.
But the corporate gifting sector is massive. We just need to get in those doors.
But it's not an investable business. Are you flogging a dead horse here?
Absolutely not.
The numbers say different. Elizabeth, good luck.
Thank you, Claude.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, my foot's gone to sleep completely.
Right.
Last one, James. Last bit of torture for the day.
Yeah, wish me luck.
Good luck.
I'm pretty sure Linda is going to tip him over the edge.
She just rips you apart, makes you forget all your hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your new business. You're predicting in 18 months you're going to be turning over 3 million.
Yeah.
Is
So
that
I think
Fantasyland?
No.
Because it's a cutthroat
And
business,
I'm extremely
isn't
good at it. I'm extremely good at it.
I think you are just quoting numbers, and if anyone can write
yeah, but
numbers,
you're telling
making
someone
it
who's done
happen.
this. You are
Well,
I'm
no,
someone...
you've done it under the umbrella of a multinational company. Lord Sugar doesn't want pipe dreams and pie-in-the-sky bullshit.
Not pipe dreams.
Well, I'm not sure if FTSE 100 companies are going to come to one-man band James. Let's move on. In your candidate quotes, you say you got your old boss demoted.
I wouldn't say I was responsible. They just saw an opportunity to
But
position.
you wrote that you got him demoted.
Well, they demoted him to put me in that position, and I went from 20 contractors to 70
And then you got
contractors.
fired, right, from your job?
Yes, I
Why
did.
did you get fired?
Because
you were meeting other recruiters on the side, is that correct?
So I met with some other investors on the side to look at starting a business or starting a new office. They
Do you
found
think that's
out-
why they fired you?
Yeah, they wanted to get rid of me because...
And you
it-
say that that adds to your character. Do you really believe that?
Well, I said that the whole process added to my character.
I
It
think
threw me
meeting
off.
other recruiters on the side
Yeah.
and getting fired doesn't add to your character. I'll tell you what I do think it does. I think it puts a shadow over your trustworthiness with Lord Sugar's investment. Are you crying?
I've just got like bloodshot eyes.
So what happened?
I mean, it's just quite humbling, isn't it? when
Come
you
here,
actually
give
come
talk. Come here.
Oh.
We've done it. Let's go back tomorrow for a beating off Lord Sugar as well, just to top the week off.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Yesterday felt like one long, drawn-out car crash, but I haven't made the sacrifices that I've made, leaving my husband and son and my business to not secure Lord Sugar's investment.
What I said on day one was, I'm here to work and I'm here to win. Well, I've damn well shown I can work. I've damn well shown I can win. Now I've just got to complete it.
I've done all that I can throughout this process. It's near killed me. Ultimately, it's just going to come down to who Lord Sugar wants to invest in. I can't get him in an headlock, can I?
Yesterday was absolutely horrific, but I've been in survival mode from the word go, and I'm not going to come this far without winning.
I know that I've got the credentials, but I've got a bit of anxiety. I just want to know, am I in the final or am I not in the final?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for once again evaluating the final 5 candidates. So anyway, where should we start? Joanna. And if I've understood it correctly, she wants to start a fashion business.
The product that she wants to focus on is women's workwear.
Okay. But she got a shop, she got a warehouse,
She has
she got
nothing.
premises.
She hasn't even identified the wholesalers.
She has zero experience of the industry in which she wants to enter.
I think she's also got to grow up a little bit. I mean, in the tasks, you know, she was always complaining.
You know what? She is only 23, so
Yeah.
she's very young. She got very emotional in my
Really?
interview. She didn't really accept that she's argumentative and she thinks she's been wrongly labelled.
But do you know what? She was quite tough because I drilled quite deep and I gave her quite a tough interview.
And part of her business was to invest some profits in the developing world to help girls there dress for success. And I thought that was a really distinctive marketing idea.
She certainly has style.
Absolutely. And so do I.
Right, let's move on to Elizabeth.
Elizabeth runs 3 small florists. Her business plan is to expand into a flowers for business nationwide delivery service. But when I asked her why a business couldn't just use one of the existing suppliers for flowers online, she had no real answer.
I think she's very, very passionate about her business, but I didn't think she had a USP.
What do you think of her as far as a business partner of mine.
She says what's on her mind, and sometimes what's on her mind is a bit fighty. I think she's probably brilliant working on her own, but in partnership, I'd have some question marks.
She might try and fire me. But I admire her enthusiasm because she gets really, really stuck in.
She's got a real work ethic. So the question really is she capable of actually securing these more corporate-type businesses?
Let's move on to James.
He's a young man in a hurry. He has got some advantages in that he's been in recruitment and he was successful.
But, you know, will it be easy coming from a very successful company to go into a one-man band startup?
I think you've hit the nail on the head.
The figures that he has bandied around are ambitious.
And his ambition can sometimes lead him to making rookie errors. In his new business's website, there's an accreditation from the leading trade body. The big problem is he hasn't registered.
What do you think, Claudine?
He gave me no doubt that he was incredibly serious about this business, and he was actually very charming.
But you don't think I'm giving my £250,000 to a smile and a nice haircut?
I think the really interesting thing for you, Alan, is you're investing in him. Not in his business, in him.
Shall we talk about Sarah? She buys sweets in bulk, packages them up, and then she sells them as gifts, right? OK, got it.
I was concerned that Sarah's products were really not very original.
So she's got competition, then?
Yes, and she's had the business since 2009, but she feels that with your investment, she can develop a huge online business.
Does she have a website at the moment, then?
Yes, but a lot of it doesn't work.
You would think, in this modern day and age, the first thing you do is get a website, right? And she hasn't. Well, she has, but it doesn't work.
She's a very slow operator, and she hasn't invested in the website because she's too cautious to do it.
OK.
But I think what we have seen is that she is somebody who has got some quality about her. She's composed. I think she's entirely honest and credible.
If I invest in this, I'd need to get a dentist nearby also, I think, yeah. Let's move on to one that has confused me, and that is Michaela.
I have to tell you, she confused me. She says she really lacks confidence. She couldn't look me in the eye. I didn't know whether to hug her or shake her.
If she lacks confidence, how does she build those businesses up?
What she was saying is that she's built a business from nothing to 3 million. She doesn't know how to build a business from 3 million to 30 million, and she thinks that that's an area that you can help her with.
Yeah, that rings my bells, but I worry about her focusing her attention on our new business.
I decided to just ask her how many businesses had she launched in the last 7 years, and she didn't know the answer.
It's not good.
Anyway, let's focus on this new thing she's talking about. I can understand why it could be worthwhile to an electrical contractor or plumbing contractor if it is a respected database.
That was my point. Would I want her with 10 researchers, or would I want the competition with 70 or 80 researchers?
I think she is a natural entrepreneur. I don't think she should be underestimated.
Well, it's been very, very interesting. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
Yes, Lord Sugar.
Yes, can you send the 5 candidates in, please? Well, first of all, let me just say that you've done extremely well to get here. And I've got to choose now which 2 of you are actually going to go through to the final. Right. Sarah, you have a sweet business, right?
Yes, that's right.
You make a modest profit at the moment, but I want something big.
But website will be big growth. One of the reasons I'm here is technology has not been my forte at all.
No.
We need a scalable, proper web platform of our own.
It's blatantly obvious to me, really. I'm finding it quite incredible as to why you haven't had a all-singing, all-dancing website in the past 7 years.
I started slow and I wanted to get everything lined up and ready so that when we do invest in web, it's really big news.
I've noticed in this process that you are incredibly calm, but also very cautious.
I think what you're saying is, Karen, she's like the bubble gum that lost its flavour, really.
Oh, that's so frustrating to hear.
Are you a bit of a steady Eddie? I mean, you know, don't take chances, you know.
No, absolutely not. I mean, everything I've done has been building up to this point, and I know that this has the potential to be a global brand, and with help, it's limitless.
But it's not without competition, and you haven't really got a USP.
Now, Joanna, you want to go into some kind of online fashion business.
Yeah.
Targeted at business women. Now, the obvious question is that you have no experience whatsoever in that business.
So the jobs that I've had before have been mainly with search engine marketing, but I do think that the experience that I've had there will also be valuable in this business as well.
Sorry, excuse me. You can't just suddenly wake up one Monday morning and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to start an online fashion business. You have no experience of knowing what is trending.
But I think because I'm specifically focusing on workwear, there's not really much getting it wrong in that sense.
But you've got to have some clue about the quantities that you need to buy, the after sales, like when they send them back. Have you thought of all this stuff?
Yeah, I did come across a company that I could outsource to, and they also have like a return service. They even do like a sniff test, clean it if there's any makeup on it. I thought that section was really important for me to look at outsourcing.
I mean, the thing is, the fashion industry is notorious, especially women's fashion, for going bust. It is a minefield.
I won't have been the only person that's wanted to develop a business in something that they've never worked in. And if that stopped everybody, then, you know, some people wouldn't build a business at all.
There's nothing wrong in you having this dream idea to do it. But I can't go into business with somebody who has no knowledge of the market at all. Honestly and sincerely, you're a very intelligent young lady. There's no question of that. And take this as good advice from me. Go and get a job in that industry. Learn it inside out, and then do what you want to do. But at this moment in time, Joanna, I have to say to you that you will not be my business partner, and regretfully, you're fired.
Thank you.
Good luck, Joanna.
Thank you. I appreciate it more than you know.
Don't give up your dream. If you still have the passion for it, go for it.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck, guys.
Elizabeth.
Sugar.
Now, in your application, you claimed it to be slightly bonkers.
Well, I think that's been demonstrated.
Actually, there's no need to be so modest. You've got 3 florist shops.
I do, Lord Sugar, yes.
OK. How are you going to scale it up?
I need to get
Because, you know, I'm only interested in big business, you know?
Yes.
Although, great admiration for you having 3 shops.
If I might interject, I would hate to interrupt you, Lord Sugar, but I understand your concern.
You're learning, Elizabeth.
I've learned a lot in this process, Karen.
I'm sure you have, and I'm pleased for you.
Thank you. If I might explain. We've identified a key market, Lord Sugar, that we're currently working within, and that's the corporate gifting sector. We've anticipated using salespeople to get into the corporate market, to get us in front of decision makers.
Are you saying that you expect salespeople to knock on the door of companies and say, when you're thinking of sending a bunch of flowers to one of your clients, would you use us, please?
There's various different ways.
Because I think that would be the last thing on their minds about worrying about that.
I managed to secure a company. It's a national house builder that does 17,000 house completions per year. We also work with pharmaceuticals. We work with large utility companies.
You say we work with them, and we work with them, but the numbers are still relatively small.
And that's why I'm looking to scale it up. What we need to do is to market to these people, and then we also need to sample into these companies and get them to use us. And once we've done that, we feel that they'll come across to us. And once they've come across to us, they're not going to go back.
I suppose it wouldn't be difficult for me to be a silent partner with you. I wouldn't get a bloody word in edgeways. Michaela, you want to come up with some kind of database, and you expect trades to pay you a fee so that they can look at the latest planning consent for a building. Is that right?
Yeah, hang on.
But there's already people out there doing that, aren't there?
Yeah, 2 big companies, yeah.
How much do you expect to charge, say, a plumber to be a member?
It'll be £4,000 a year, and we'll split it monthly as well.
I'm kind of struggling to understand why they will come to your new site.
I'm targeting smaller companies, perhaps, than who my competitors would target. So I think people will come to us mainly because we're cheaper and we're going to be better, we're going to provide more information than they do.
Mike said you'd set up all these businesses. Are you a serial entrepreneur or are you just bored easily?
No. I don't know what a serial entrepreneur is.
Well, you're an entrepreneur, young lady, whether you like it or not. I mean, you got all these other businesses. I'm looking for a business partner that's going to be 100% concentrating on the business that we're going to be in. And if they've got other businesses, they may turn their attention away, and that's my problem I got.
The new business, I intend to do better. I wouldn't put
you
myself
intend
through
to
this
do better, yeah.
Well, I can't say, you know, I'm going to put my life on it, that it's going to do better. I'm not a psychic. I'm saying the potential for this is massive. My competitors are turning over millions upon millions, and all I can say to you is that my attention isn't needed with these other companies. I can't.
I find that very hard to believe. Anyway, James, your business idea is recruitment.
Yeah,
okay.
IT recruitment.
I've taken a look at some of your numbers.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether you just wet your finger and stuck your finger in the air and said, I'll do that.
I know that I've set myself ambitious targets, but I've always been ambitious. And to be honest, it's not like I've just
Are they
got,
ambitious or are they naive?
Well, to be honest, in my last company, I was doing 900,000 per year. And that was just me by myself.
That was because of you. You were
that.
James from the company, right? When you pick up the phone and say, hello, you remember me, don't you? And now got my own company, Joe Soap, on my own, they're going to say, nah, we don't deal with little firms.
I mean, I'll give it my absolute all. It is difficult, it is a challenge, because recruitment's one of the hardest things to get yourself in the door at. But it's like, I've done it before, I know I can do it again. And the reason why I'm looking for a high-profile investor is because I'll be able to then go into these high-profile clients.
Yeah, well, you know, they still have these people there that decide that we can't be dealing with some small-time Charlie. All right. So I'm going to conclude. Elizabeth, believe it or not, I really, really like you as a person.
Thank
I
you.
really do. You know, you're a hard worker. You take on everything. But my concern is, you know, there are so many other people in the flower business. There doesn't seem to be any USP there. James, your numbers are optimistic. Very, very optimistic. Michaela, I can't get my head around your other businesses and that you'll concentrate on mine. It's very difficult because you're all credible people. Elizabeth, you've got 3 florist shops. You make a modest profit, and the backbone of the economy of this country is made up of people like you. But you know, I'm interested in big business. And at this stage, I can't see the scaling up. So it is, with regret, you're fired.
Thank you all. It's been my honour and my pleasure.
Best of luck.
Very best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Well, we're down to the last 3 here. I need some advice. I'm going to ask you to step outside and I'm going to have a chat with Karen and Claude. Sarah, she's the sort of person that places an each-way bet on a one-horse race.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I do see her differently. I think that perhaps she had to take it steady, couldn't take too many risks. Now she's ready to go.
She's going to grow her business by not taking any risk, because she's going to take Alan's money and risk it.
And why didn't she have a website? Her products are made for selling online. James.
He's a bit of a rookie. He's clearly made some rookie mistakes.
His business plan talks about numbers which are crazy in terms of progression.
It's a fine line between enthusiasm and delusion.
Yeah. Right. Now, Michaela, she is a smart cookie.
The main problem is, of course, she'll be 100% with you, and then something will happen with one of her other businesses, and I think that's a real risk.
Well, she has built a business up from nothing to a turnover of 2.7 million. And if she gets it right, this could be bigger than all of these other businesses put together.
OK, so look, we'll get them back in, and then I'm going to make my mind up which one of them is going to be leaving.
Yes, Lord Sugar.
Could you send the 3 of them in, please?
Yes, Lord Sugar. Lord Sugar will see you now.
It's difficult for me, genuinely difficult, because I have 3 very good candidates here. But at the end of the day, there's got to be 2 finalists, OK? Sarah, why should I choose you as my business partner?
Lord Sugar, it's just obvious that my product has huge scalability and growth that I don't feel the other 2 businesses have. I've got a business that the foundations are there, the graft has been done, and I think it's at the stage that is ready to fly.
But you haven't done it, and I can't understand that. Michaela, she's got a business already going. The seed is there, and in your case, you're talking about starting something from scratch.
That's even better. It's a fresh start. It's not something that I've tried at for so long and I'm not doing well at. I'm into construction. That's where the money's at. I don't know about sweeties or recruitment. So if you want another £3 million business, then, you know, crack on. But if you want something better, then I can earn you some decent cash.
From my side, IT recruitment makes a lot of money, and it's like I've got the energy and the passion to drive it. No disrespect to Sarah, is like...
I have the energy. Please don't question my energy or my passion, because it's here.
It's more the fact that if she wanted to go and have an e-commerce website, she could have gone out there and she could have done it. And I think from Michaela's side, one thing I can give you is 100% effort into one business. I've got no other business ventures. This is my one passion.
Spoken like a true salesman.
OK, look, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah, you've got a business already, albeit that it's not been exploited to the full, I feel, and I struggle in understanding that. The sensitivity that I have with you, Michaela, is that our business could start going a little bit downhill, and you might lose interest because you've got interest in other businesses, you know.
Well,
it's human nature.
No, I am just a shareholder with them other companies, and I'm more than willing to go into a new business, one that I believe is going to make me more money than I've ever dreamt of.
James, you know, you haven't been in business before on your own, and I've got people either side of you that have, and you've got a very, very optimistic business plan. Your proposition is quite hard for me to envisage.
I'll make it work.
I don't want to hear anymore at the moment. But Sarah, scaling up is an issue. This lady's talking about big numbers, which is what I'm interested in. But having said that, Michaela, this business has got to be 100% with me. I don't want you being defocused somewhere else. And so whether I'm right or wrong, Michaela, you're fired.
No worries. Thanks very much.
You're very, very welcome.
Pretty emotional.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
When we're building our next site, we'll come onto this website of yours, OK?
£4 though. No mates rates.
Well, congratulations, you two. You're in the final.
Well done.
And I'll see you on the next task.
Thank
where
you.
one of you will become my business partner. OK?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. We need a drink.
Tonight I'm going to have a bath of wine and celebrate getting through this shitstorm. Lord Sugar should have invested in me, and he's just lost himself £15 million. Bad business move.
My God.
Oh, my God. It literally is my proudest moment ever.
It's just unfortunately you've come up against me in the final.
Well,
Otherwise I would have rated your chances. Sugar's going sweet.
Sugar wants a recruitment company.
Let the games begin.
Now, just 2 candidates remain in the fight to become Lord Sugar's next business partner. Next time...
You're going to have to present your business to over 200 people.
Returning faces...
Action!
Oh, I've got to ring the doorbell, man!
Give over, Siobhan. You've been an iron.
Brand new businesses. recruitment.
James is going to love you for this.
We want to be first tier. We want to be the best. We want to stand out from the rest.
Or confectionery.
You have some samples on your table that I'd love you to have a look at.
Sarah, James, it is tough, very, very tough.
Lord Sugar makes his tough decision in our one winning weekend final, Sunday at 9 on BBC One. Tonight's 5-3 will be on the One Extra Breakfast show from 9:30 tomorrow, facing a far less grueling interview from Dottie. For then, you can catch them having their say over on BBC Two right now with Rod Gilbert.